No one expected this, but the Pal World knockoff called Pokemon produced another slop game. I know, absolutely shocking, is it not?
Too many companies have gotten comfortable with releasing slop. They know that people will line up to purchase their products, and unfortunately, Pokemon is the next game on the block that people were excited for, but came out and is facing absolutely disastrous scores because these developers didn't create a high quality product.
This is AI. This has to be AI. This cannot be a translation mistake or anything. It's just, this is how little they have to care and still make a profit. It's absolutely diabolical.
I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I love Pokemon just like so many people out there, and so I was relatively excited for this, but the closer we got to release, the less excited I became after seeing how the game looks like it's still rendering. Every building is like a cardboard cutout. You have what seems to be
If every building wasn't the cardboard cutout, if this game looked like it has an ounce of care put to it, I would be mind blown. I'm just gonna be real. I would be mind blown. It would be the most unexpected thing in my life. The reality of the Pokemon games is the fact that the reason that they tried to sue Palworld this hard was because Palworld actually showed people what's possible when you actually put in a little bit of effort in whatever you want to make. And Pokemon did not like that. They don't like effort. They're like these stupid React channels that put in absolutely no effort. Well, I'm here to say you as a React slop tuber, I put in the highest amount of effort anyone has ever done, okay? Yes. Any 9 to 5 pales in comparison to the absolute years, decades. My workday is 25 hours. My work week is 11 days, okay? This is how much a slop react channel needs to put in work to get a little bit of that bread, okay? So, I forgot where I was going with this or how even it started, but I had a point, okay?
at GPT level dialogue with I'm sick and tired of this life. I just want to smell Pokemon. And also, this
I mean, most unhinged Pokemon fan, also avowed.
absolutely riveting line of dialogue right here. Maybe have your partner Pokemon draw it away, then yeet the package inside while it's distracted. But Pokemon fans, of course, are not happy right now. Just a few weeks ago, we got Digimon Storytime Strangers, which was being compared to Zeta A, and that game.
I already heard that. I think it's the news media that's once again telling us Pokemon won against Digimon. I'm not sure. I'm pretty. I don't know anything about that Digimon game, but I have seen some screenshots. I have seen some stuff about it. Now, I'm not an expert. I didn't check it, but I mean, it looks so much better than what the hell are we seeing here.
Is doing phenomenally, and while Pokemon, I'm sure, is making quite a lot of money because it's Nintendo, because people have known Pokemon for decades and decades, the scores are not good, and it just goes.
Is Pokemon still the largest franchise in the world, I wonder? Because Pokemon was the largest, most powerful brand in the world for decades. Decades, by the way.
To show why you can't trust critics because they will shill for the dumbest shit possible. Now, I've said for years at this point, whenever you're excited for a game, do not play it until you have seen a trusted source reviewing it or playing it themselves. Maybe you're watching your friend give it a go, or there's a YouTuber or Twitch streamer you like who's going to play it. Don't buy it until you've gotten to that point and you actually see that it is going to be a super high quality experience and
True and real, mommy. By the way, like the video right now and hype it up if you're on a mobile device. Thank you for everyone who does it. It takes less than a second. If you think the stuff that we talk about here is important, definitely like the video right now. Thank you for everyone who does it. You matter, and doing that also matters. Thank you.
generally do not pre-order any games, though this highlights the problem we've all had with critics for years. They are afraid to lose the access that they have within the industry. And so when the Nintendos and Sonys and Xboxes put out games, they generally rate them really high, even if the quality level is really low, because if they say something is absolutely amazing, well, that means in the future they're going to keep their access. They're going to keep getting review codes and early access to games. They're going to get exclusive interviews. They're going to get bonus content, which I think is absolutely disgusting. The reason why I stream games like Pokemon Legends Zeta A or Dragon Age of Veilguard or Dustborn or Kill the Justice League is because, first of all, I want you guys to see a game before you have to buy it so you can see if it's actually worth your money. But I personally do not trust these critics, and I know so many of you do not either, and you shouldn't just have to rely on them in order to get information. I will say if a game is trash, I will say if a game is amazing, but regardless of what I say, it's going to be my damn honest opinion. And I'm not
You know what's the bright side, by the way, of media journalists and, well, journalists in general being liars and whatnot? It's the fact that there is a very distinct correlation between trust in journalism and journalism integrity going down. Both of these things follow hand in hand, which makes sense because most people are not stupid. They're smart enough to understand it. Oh, wow! This news outlet that has no relevance except getting early scoops on things is gonna lie about them to keep that early access, otherwise it's dead. Yeah, we're smart enough to understand that these things happen, and they think we're too dumb to understand that these things happen. It is crazy.
not going to be bought off by a company. Just because I've liked Nintendo games in the past doesn't mean I'm going to like every Nintendo game in the future. And if a game is bad, I'm going to say so. And I have been streaming Pokemon Legends Zeta A, and it has been pretty freaking bad. While yes, I do generally like the combat system, I still much prefer the old turn base. And of course, the graphics in this game are not good. The open world exploration, as they like to call it, is not good. I don't really like the design of the map. It's just got a hell of a lot of problems. And the fact that they skip a ton of content in the middle, I'm not going to specify how, is really infuriating. Though I'm not the only person who said to themselves, I'm going to give this a go. We'll see what happens, because people who gave it a go are not impressed. The critics score is currently sitting at a 79, which is a far too generous, and the user scores are sitting at generally unfavorable.
Well, considering Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which is slop, is on a 64, the fact that Pokemon, which is AI slop, but still slop, is almost 80, it checks out.
With 704 user ratings, a measly 3.9. This is the best that could be mustered with something as big as Pokemon, which is wild. I'm sorry, my normal rating would be a 4 out of 5, but all of these reviews giving it a 9 or a 10 are literally insane to me. Are we really going to accept mediocrity from the #1 multi-billion-dollar company? This game takes everything from Arceus and backtracks on almost everything.
Oh no! Insert the meme of "You leave my multi-billion-dollar company alone" meme.
They accomplished a lifeless city filled with 2D JPEGs, a story that literally is as bare bones as you can get, and the hand holding. And for those who say it's marketed for kids, most of the first couple of generations of Pokemon games did not help you at all. You had to figure it out yourself. The real time battle system is the only thing that saves the game somewhat, but even that is half baked, which I agree with. I think that the battle system is cool. I just feel like this game needed another 2 years of development time, and maybe it would have come out and been half decent if they upped the level of graphics and quality. They added in some actually cool quest lines, and the story, in my opinion, I believe is AI generated. There's no shot you get dialogue this bad, this consistently, unless it's AI generated or you have the worst cringe localizers I have ever heard.
No, localizers would be activists. So they would cringe out the dialogue too, but they would do it in obviously different ways. It would be woke garbage, not just generalized garbage. This is AI slop, as everyone knows. There's not even a question about it.
Period. Maybe you have your partner Pokemon draw it away, then yeet the package inside when it's distracted. Here are more. You've got, hey, for water type moves, do you think Pokemon use their sweat or other bodily fluids?
No, this is about right. If Pokemon existed in real life, this is about right. Okay, this one's not AI generated. Okay, this is an actual real life conversation we should be having. Okay, listen, AI can do a lot, but this is not AI. This is someone who's just existing on a higher level than the average, and the average fears higher level existences.
If the argument is that this is a game for
Oh,
children,
damn, mommy. What the hell is that gaze? Oh, man.
Nintendo better look at who's in their ranks. I can feel my Pokemon jostling in their balls when it's time to battle. I'm sick and tired of this life. I just want to smell Pokemon. If I'm upset, giving my partner's Pokeball a little squeeze helps. Like, it can't get any worse. The more I say these lines, the more I feel myself dying on the inside. I think my last brain cell is going to die at this rate. Like, this is legitimate dialogue that is in this game. It's not like these are memes or cringe jokes that people are making. It's serious. That is wild. There are a couple of 8 scores here and 9 scores here saying, oh, I wasn't enjoying the game at first because of the presentation, but I enjoyed the story by the end. But of course, there are
I honestly don't understand what's wrong with these people. Though, granted, I assume half of these are. But they're all real people, by the way. I don't think this is botted. I don't think these are botted review scores. There are just Pokemon mega fans. And one of the insane things about Pokemon mega fans is the fact that they are gonna accept trash. They don't care as long as it's Pokemon. They would review a Pikachu sticker that's the wrong color and defective and costs $100 in his NFT. A 10 out of 10 because it's Pokemon. There are legitimately Pokemon fanboys that are this insane. They will accept anything Pokemon. They don't even care. And they will defend Nintendo from, well, any wrongdoings as long as it involves Pokemon. And anyone who encroaches, like Palworld got actually a lot of Pokemon fanboys upset on it because it dared to be similar to Pokemon just in general. It is insane.
are more negatives than there are positives, and most of the positives are 9s or 10s, which are coming from Pokemon shills. And hey, if you really love Pokemon that much, I'm happy for you. I'm glad for you are enjoying.
Now, granted, there are also people who are just really stupid and they're like, well, I disliked everything about the game, but one story element made me laugh, so I guess that's a 10 out of 10. There are also people that stupid, though.
The slop that they're feeding you, but for anybody who's ever played another Pokemon game, you can see that this is a downgrade from virtually all of them. I have bought and played every single Pokemon game before this. Scarlet and Violet weren't my thing. The bar was low for this one, however, they still screwed it up so bad the whole world feels empty without a soul, bland and boring. What an utter disappointment. Do not buy. The textures, especially on buildings, look flat. It's all copy and paste. The buildings are just a box with PNG windows on it. When you compare that to games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the King.
Considering they're gonna make I mean, listen, Pokemon probably can expect to get X amount of sales no matter what the quality they drop something on. So if they spend literally roughly $0 on development costs and, well, creation and budgeting costs. Creation would be in budgeting, but let's. I'm autistic. It is what it is. They still aren't making money. So Pokemon literally doesn't care because they can't technically fail. The goodwill Pokemon has is probably insane at this point because their super fans have extremely low standards, just in the general sense. First of all, and second is they probably would need to fail like 4 times massively in a row, and way more and more. Well, actually, this is the amount of massive that I would say that is going to start detracting people's opinions of it. But they need to fail pretty massively multiple times in a row to actually start losing.
Kingdom, Odyssey, Xenoblade, or even Bayonetta, all on the same hardware. Those look vibrant and detailed. Expensive for a game worth $10, no creativity, and almost no life in the game. Everything feels copy and pasted like it was a rush order. Nintendo, do better or lose your fans. And when you compare this to Digimon story Time Strangers, which only released a couple of weeks ago, the scores are wildly different. The critics actually only gave this an 80, but the user score is sitting at universal acclaim 462 with a 9.3, saying this is the type of game we need more of. Absolutely loving it. It's phenomenal. They respected their audiences, and I'm glad that a game is doing so good that at least competes with Pokemon now. I know we've all been talking about Pal World versus Pokemon. At this point, I hope Nintendo has to pay out a big, hefty chunk of change for that lawsuit. I hope that Pal World gets every penny out of them possible. Pal World is so much better, and they actually
Oh, actually, what's happening with the Pal World thing? The last time I checked on it was like slightly less than a month ago, like 3 weeks or something like that, I think. Maybe less. And there was some positive news about that for Pal World. So I don't know what's exactly happening here, but it would be pretty nice if Pal World absolutely sucked Nintendo, which is probably not happening because of the way that the Japanese legal system is meant and created, because it's kind of literally meant to protect companies like Nintendo.
delivered a high level of quality for a game. And it's just so sad that Nintendo has so much money that they, of course, do not really care about respecting their audiences because they know, well, we'll be able to bring them back in a couple of iterations and we need to take risks. But in this case, taking a risk is just releasing the lowest level of quality possible. But with Digimon, people are saying things like this game is really good. I think there's a lot of room for improvement here and there. And I think the game, from an honest review, is an 8.
It's actually crazy because you never hear people talk about Digimon, but Digimon is actually super goddamn popular still. I watched Digimon when I was a kid, didn't watch after it. I did actually try to watch one of the animes a year ago because it was supposed to be darker or something like that. But I stopped watching after like 3 episodes or something because it wasn't that darker. So, wasn't really that interested. But Digimon is a very interesting thing. Digimon is cool.
It improves over older titles, but lacking on balance. Hopefully, this will give us a Digimon World type of game. The game itself is a testament of how the developers put love and dedication into the game. This is the Digimon game I
Oh, by the way, there's a lot of Digimon games out there. A couple of old ones, a couple of new ones, and all of them actually are pretty decent. I don't know if there's a Digimon game that people actively say is just trash. Maybe there is, but I don't know about it. Anyway, that was very dark. 10 out of 10. Bye.